Students, let us see few things from the textbook of class 12. So here the chapter continuity and discontinuity, continuity and differentiability. So we have different kind of functions, identity function. All this you have to go through it by yourself. And we have here graphs. So a graph of a function, every function can be, for every function we can draw a graph by taking x as the x coordinate and fx as the y coordinate. So here a few of the graphs are discussed. Example number 1, draw the graph of the constant function. A constant function is a function which always gives a fixed value. Whatever value of the domain, it gives a fixed value. Here the fixed value is 2. So for every element in the domain, the image is 2. So here for every element in the x-axis, for every point in the x-axis, the y coordinate is 2. So we have a line like this. This is a graph of constant function. In this way, similarly, fx equal to 0. Fx equal to 0, then the function is, for every x in the x coordinate, the value of y is 0. That means the graph is the x-axis itself. So, and for this, the third one, fx equal to minus 2, the y value is minus 2. So this is the graph of fx equal to minus 2. Here we see that these are continuous graphs. Draw the graph of the linear function. Linear function, we have learned linear function in our in class 10, class 9, and we know how to draw the graphs also. So linear function, when we draw the graph, it is a line. That's why it is called linear function. Now again, this graph is a continuous graph. There is no break in between the graph. This is a continuous graph. Here also this is a continuous graph. The graph of a linear function is a straight line always. Now draw the graph of the identity function. Now what is the identity function? A function which gives out the value itself. That is, if f of x equal to x, then if f of 1 is, then it will be 1. F of 2, it will be equal to 2. F of 3, it will be 3. In this way we can draw the graph. For x equal to 0, it is 0. For x equal to 1, it will be 1. For x equal to 2, it will be 2. In this way the graph of identity function goes like this. And clearly here this is a continuous graph. And here graph of polynomial functions. We know what is polynomial function. We have cubic polynomial, quadratic polynomial, and so on. So the first one is a quadratic polynomial, 2-degree polynomial, and the graph is of this way. You can draw the graph by drawing a table. At the point x equal to 1, it will be 1, and at the point x equal to 2, it will be 4. So in this way, at 1 it is 1, 2 it is 4. In this way we can draw the graph, and we see that this graph is a continuous graph. There is no break in between the graph. In this way, this is also a quadratic function, and the graph, if we draw the graph, we get it like this. Here we see there is no break in between the graph, so it is a continuous function as well. This is, and now this is a cubic polynomial, and it is a cubic function. So we draw the graph, and again here also we see that all the graphs are continuous. So we have to go through it. Draw the graph of the modulus function. Now we have seen modulus function earlier also. Modulus function is defined as x when x is greater than or equal to 0, and minus x when x is less than 0. So if we draw the graph, this is a very important graph, and we have to remember always. A modulus function, again, it is always continuous function. So till now, whatever function we have seen, all are continuous function, and we have to always remember that polynomial function and modulus function are continuous function. Now it is a reciprocal function. Now fx equal to 1 by x. Now you see that when we take f of 0, this will be 1 by 0. So 1 by 0 is not defined. So clearly f of x, 1 by x, is not defined at x equal to 0. So if we draw the graph, what happened? So this is the graph of a polynomial function, except at x equal to 0. If we take this graph, it is continuous, and this also it is continuous. So next, square root function. Again we can draw square root function graph. Now here again x must be positive. So what is the square root function defined from? Here we see it is function defined from non-negative real number to non-negative real number. That means positive real number to positive real number. Non-negative means it may be 0 also, but non-negative, it must not be minus. If it is minus, then it will become a imaginary number. So it is defined from real number to real, positive non-negative real number to non-negative real number. So in this way, if we draw the graph, here also we see that this graph is a continuous graph. Now we see another one, a rational function x square fx equal to x square minus 1 and x minus 1. Here we see if the value of x equal to 1, what will happen? Here 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, it will be 0 by 0. Now, so f of x is 0 by 0. This is a meaningless number, or it is an indeterminate number, or meaningless, or we may say invalid number. So at x equal to 1, the function is not defined. So when we draw the graph for x equal to 1, there will be no y. We see here at x equal to 1, we don't have any value for y. So this function clearly, it goes on like this graph. Here we stop, there is a gap, and again we go on. So at x equal to 1, the function is discontinuous. Since it is a broken, so it is a broken graph, and we shall say that the given function is discontinuous at x equal to 1. Now draw the graph of the step function or greatest integer function. Now we know what is the greatest integer function. Now for all the values in between 0 and less than 1, the function is 0. So this is the graph for 0 to 1, excluding 1. And again from 1 to 2, this is the graph. So clearly we see that this is not a continuous graph. There is break here. At 1 there is break, and again at 2 there is a break. When the value of x is 0, and as it approaches 1, the graph is like this. But at 1, what happens? At the point 1, the value suddenly jumps to here 1, and for values greater than 1 and less than 2, the graph is like this. And at 2, suddenly it jumps to, at the value 2, suddenly it jumps to 2. In this way, at the points here also, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, for all the integer values, the function is discontinuous. So this is a discontinuous graph. The function is discontinuous at each integral value of x. So for every integer value, this is a discontinuous function. Now smallest integer function also, here it is just the other way, like greatest integer function, it is the smallest integer function. So for all x in between minus 3 and minus 2, we have minus 2, the smaller one. So in this way, this is also a discontinuous function, like the greatest integer function. Now signum function,